We wrapped up the 2022 NFL season with a 48, 42 and 2 record against the spread on sides and totals. As far as proposition bets are concerned, we finished with a positive 59 and 54 record. A big thank you for following my NFL picks during the whole year, my friend. It's now time to handicap playoff games. In this video, I will present my picks for the couple of games to be played on Saturday, while the rest will be addressed in another video later this week. The good news is, both picks I'm about to reveal to you are considered as official picks, which means I liked them enough to place an actual bet on them. Are you ready? Let's rock and roll! Pick number 1 is rated 3 stars, under 43 points in the Seahawks vs 49ers meeting. Both quarterbacks will be making their first career playoff start, so I expect them to be conservative. They will focus on not making critical mistakes during this key wildcard game. Both teams also have a good running game, so they might lean on the ground game more than usual, which will milk the clock more quickly. The two meetings between these two squads finished with a total of exactly 34 points this year, which means the under was the winning bet in both situations. Seattle's offense was firing on all cylinders at some point during the season, but it has slowed down significantly recently. Indeed, over their past 5 games, the Seahawks have scored an average of 17.8 points. Their defense also began to be more stingy, which led to all final 4 regular season games going under the total. The last 16 times Seattle has faced a team with a winning record, the under has posted an impressive 12-4 record. Moreover, the last 8 times Pete Carroll's team played on grass, the under yielded a 6-2 record. Now, if you focus on San Francisco, the under presented a 7-2 record when they faced teams with a winning record. Also, each of their past 4 playoff games have gone under the total. So, all in all, give me under 43 points to be scored in this NFC West divisional matchup. Pick number 2 is rated 2 stars out of 5 and it goes to the Jacksonville Jaguars plus 2.5 points against the Los Angeles Chargers. At this time, most sportsbooks are making the Jaguars as 1.5 point underdogs, but I decided to buy 1 point despite the slightly lower associated odds. My own bet ended up being Jacksonville plus 2.5 points at minus 120 odds in American format, which equates to 1.83 in decimal format. A big worry for Chargers fans has to be coaching. Brandon Staley has taken many head-scratching decisions since being hired by the organization in 2021. Last week, it boggled my mind that he kept his starters on the field all the way until early in the 4th quarter, even though this game was completely meaningless for the team. The Chargers were already guaranteed to get the number 5 seed, so why risk injuries? That's exactly what happened when stud defensive end Joey Bosa aggravated a groin injury, while wide receiver Mike Williams hurt his back so much that he had to be helped to the team bus after the game. I'm sorry, but this was a very dumb decision, and he also makes weird calls during games regarding timeouts or going for it or kicking a field goal or punting. Trevor Lawrence had a difficult game last week in a tight victory over the Titans. However, since week 9, he has thrown 15 TD passes versus just 2 interceptions, one of the better ratios in the entire league. After starting the season with a 2-6 record, the Jags rebounded by winning 7 of their final 9 matches to squeak into the playoffs. I also like the fact that Jacksonville gets 1 extra day of rest after playing last Saturday. Meanwhile, the Chargers will be traveling through 3 time zones to play this game. There are still a few factors that make me worry, and that explains why this pick is not rated higher. First, LA has beaten the spread the last 5 times they visited Jacksonville. The Chargers also hold a 5-1 record ATS on the road against teams with a winning record. Finally, Los Angeles has the revenge factor going its way after suffering an embarrassing 38-10 loss against those same Jags back in week 3. Still, I am putting my money on the Jaguars as home underdogs. They ended the season with a plus 54 point differential, while the Chargers finished only plus 7. In terms of the famous EPA statistic that I trust a lot, Jacksonville had a better offense than the Chargers, and they also had a better defense. Since the Jags are underdogs, my choice is clear. I am betting Jacksonville. My picks for the other 4 wildcard games will be released in another video within a few days. Subscribe to this YouTube channel so that you don't miss it. That being said, last week was your last chance to play my famous NFL Underdog contest for a chance to win a $50 US prize. The 2 biggest underdogs to win straight up were the Washington Commanders as 7.5 point underdogs against Dallas and the Detroit Lions, who spoiled Green Bay's run at the playoffs as 4.5 point underdogs. There were 3 people taking those exact 2 teams. YouTube users called Jiab Saeku, FBI, and Ken Nguyen. All of them included the secret word in their post, so I will need to do a random draw in order to determine the winner. So the person that wins the $50 prize this week is the guy named FBI. Congratulations, man! Contact me via email to redeem your $50 prize. I'm looking forward to talk to you again later this week for my NFL betting tips for the other 4 wildcard games. Thanks for being such a loyal viewer, I appreciate you. This is Professor MJ, the nerdy statistician from Quebec City in Canada, saying so long!